Okie dokie, folks. Hello and welcome. Oh, I forgot to turn on the key light. Boom. Another update. Another update number. New patch notes. Let's go speed through them. Gotta do it. Jump through the Infinity Portal, desktop portal of infinities. There it is. That's why I call it that. Because it does that when I have the preview thing available. Boom. We'll refresh this page. And we'll pop this on over. Slap my eyeballs on. Version 1.08.00. I saw the number up on the screen as we loaded in. Okay, added a slot to equip tools. OMG. I never wrote that up. I sort of set myself up to have captured video loops of it, but then never found them. Probably because I forgot to say the magic words. But I digress. Certain equipment that was previously equipped in the secondary weapon slot can now be equipped in the tool slot. Hallelujah. Hooray. Equipable tools. Logging axe, mallet, shovel, broom, scythe, pickaxe, drill, chainsaw, fan. Now, why did they move the fan? That's a weapon, I thought. The tool slot can be found in the quick slot menu below the secondary weapon slot. Quick slots for masks and circlets have been moved to armor tab of the quick slot menu. Also huzzah! Using quick swap switches to the equipment in the slot that was previously drawn. Oh, look at this. I had seen some stuff on socials, but I was late to the party. Someone had posted that they had 2 golden carp. You know, the magical kind that you can only find at the lake just south of the P in Payloon, up in the frozen wasteland of snowy peaks and valleys. And I've never been... Oh, I've been to the lake. I've never caught the carp. And if I did, I think I just cooked it or ate it or something. There's a 10% chance I caught it by hand. I've never done actually a lot of fishing. I've done the bare minimum as required by quests. I digress. I just getting ready, getting my coffee today, scrolling through socials, and I noticed a post about, hey, I've got 2 golden carp. What do? Can't sell. And people were like, put it in the pond. Put it in the pond. And I'm like, what pond? Where did they find the pond? Is there a pond that we have a pond about now? And right there, added a pond to Howling Hill and Payloon Camp. Okay. Complete the pond construction mission to build it at Howling Hill and Payloon Camp. Cool, so we gotta figure that out. That's probably a mission over with Ross. You can directly release fish from your inventory into the pond or add them through the pond management mode. Having multiple fish of the same species will gradually increase the number of that species at a rate that varies by species. They took that article and made it a thing in the pond. In camp. Use zoom in or out while in pond management to observe the registered fish. Fish may die if the number of registered fish exceeds the pond's capacity. However, legendary fish will always remain in the pond regardless of the number of fish or their lifespan, and only one can be registered. Only one legendary fish. Well, bummer for that guy, because many people, not as many as the total, but many people in the put it in the pond camp were also like, if you've got 2, maybe they'll breed and you'll have baby golden carps. Apparently not. Legendary fish can no longer be sold, used, or discarded. Additionally, previously sold, used, or discarded legendary fish have been restored to the player's inventory. Does this negate the cat thing? What? It doesn't explain whether or not it does. But it could in theory, because the golden carp, its previous call to fame, and the reason why there's like a million articles you can find and social media posts about it if you were to search for it, if you were like, what's the golden carp about? To the best of my knowledge, last time I checked in with it, you go to that lake just south of the P and Payloon in the Arctic frost with a fishing pod or go swimming around looking for it and try to catch it with your bare hands using X. And you caught the golden carp, and then you took it to... It works apparently on any cat, but apparently it's super extra special, easy, great, or it's just not a needed addition to go to the secret hidden town of Pororin, and and grab a cat and then take it into a particular building. I think doing that is just select that cat from the herd of many cats and not allowing a random cat, because they will. If you drop a food item amongst like more than two cats, it may not be the one that you just petted and intended to eat the food that will run up and grab it. It may be another random one, and there's no telling. At any rate, we'll have to see about that. We'll see if there's updates since the socials. Suddenly, the golden carp feed doesn't work anymore. Okay. Another thing about animal bits, added 20 species of small animals and baby wavern that can be registered as pets. Baby wyverns will be able to grow and be registered as mounts in a future update, so stay tuned. What? Wild wyverns can now be temporarily used as mounts after being subdued, but the baby wyverns can be raised and registered. That's the key word. You put it in that special mounts folder, and then you just summon them wherever. Cliff can now use muskets and shotguns. Cool. Damien and Unka added a skill equivalent to focused aerial roll. Added a function that allows you to silence tied up outlaws. Nice. Thank you. I'll listen to them beg through one loop. Once they start repeating themselves, it's shush time. Added blueprints that allow you to craft superior branches using special tree branches and branches at refinement level 0. Okay, or level 10. My glasses are glasses, but they've got their limits and they're trifocals, so the top ones get blurry. It's supposed to be good for a reason, but I hate it because I can't look down. Added blueprints that allow you to craft superior... Okay, we already did that. All right. Main improvements. Those are just like highlighted things. These are the main ones. Hold on a second. My primary vice that I need to quit, that I love too much. Here we go. Coffee. Added a function to instantly refine equipment using a selected refining method without having to select materials. Okay. Added mass craft paintings and craft fine paintings missions. Cool. Added timber and stones as rewards to logging and quarry missions. Were they not earlier? As in like going into my camp feeds? Into my camp wallet, as I call it. Adjusted the size of items inside claw machine capsules so prizes can be viewed more clearly. I haven't even gone to that. Changed tree branches obtained from logging trees to rough tree branches, which can be used and stacked. Improved the infinite arrows abyss gear to function for bullets and cannonballs. Cats can now be taken in even when carried. Improved chairs placed during house decorations so that characters can sit on them more naturally. Hooray. I didn't even know that. I have to go sit in my desk, pretend to do something. Improved keyboard and mouse. Hovering the mouse over different options at the barber now allows you to preview each style. Hooray for mouse people. Reblockade will now happen at bandit camps and ruins. I have that set to no reblockade. I want to turn that on later. Improved the puzzle experience at the disconnected truth abyss. I don't know that one. Griddle cooked and pan fried dishes have been separated into fish, meat, and vegetable variants. Improved fish traps so that fish can now be caught with them. Oh, good. So we had fish traps this whole time, but apparently we couldn't really use them as intended. And now they've been improved. Hooray. Improved the quality of certain outfits. As part of an ongoing improvement, certain 2D visuals assets have been replaced to better align with the game's art direction. Okay, I wonder what that means. 2D visual assets. Cliff improved the appearance of certain helms. Improved the silhouette of the Belkandor plate armor so it appears more natural in various cloaks. Okay. I don't have that plate armor. Controls, lots of stuff for keyboard and mouse, which I'm going to skip for the sake of my voice. Improved shortcut customizations that shortcuts for inventory, map, skills, photo mode. Menu can be freely assigned. Well, improved a photo mode so that invert camera x-axis options and settings is also applied. Improved camera movement when aiming while riding Black Star. Cool. Change the pet interactions with pets so that it's only available when aiming at them. Improve the pet interactions with pets and horses so that it is cancelled when using an evasion skill. Improve blinding flash so that it can be used while riding Black Star. Hooray! Improve the camera. I have not gotten to that point. Improve the camera so that it faces forward after loading screens that appear when escaping from the abyss, resting, or assembling. Improve Black Star's controls and camera perspective. Hooray. Combat actions. Damien improved the additional strike effects of two-handed cannons. Damien improved chain attacks following an unarmed dodge. UI improvements. Improve the map to allow separate markers to be placed depending on the current location. Markers placed on land will now only appear on land. Markers placed in the abyss will only appear in the abyss. Oh, nice. Added tracking markers for the map that appears the mini-map at all times. Added a tracking marker. Added a tracking marker for the map that appears on the mini-map at all times. I wonder which one that is, because right now we have many markers. Well met, friend. Added a function to filter by weapon on skills search. Improved the UI so that completed knowledge, entries, and quests can be viewed more easily. Improved the inventory so that items that cannot be sold are more clearly indicated when sorting by price. Keyboard and mouse. Improve the inventory that can be examined and discarded by right-clicking on them. Graphics and settings. PC. Added partially improved GPU load on high-resolution environments that exceed 4K resolutions. Improved object placement so that placement indicators now appear when placing objects on water surfaces. Okay. Fixed an issue where FPS value did not display correctly on NVIDIA DLS frame generation and Intel X frame generation when activated. Fixed an issue when distant vegetation would occasionally flicker. Fixed an issue where lighting would appear smudged when the lighting quality was set to medium or lower, or when ray tracing was turned off. Fixed the flickering issue that happened when on displaced surface boundary. Fixed an issue where iridescent fog would appear on the ground in certain situations. Fixed smearing issue that occurred around glass materials. Mac Metal 4 is now active by default on devices with macOS versions 26.5 or higher. Intel fixed an issue with the screen would not display correctly when Intel XeSS 3.0 or Intel XeSS frame generation was enabled in Intel Arc A series products. Fixed various localization errors and improved localization quality across all languages. And then a whole bunch of others. Holy moly, that's a long list. Okay, hold on a second. My neck is getting a kink in the neck. Fixed an issue where the game or rematches would load abnormally slowly when playing as Unka or Damien in certain situations. So that indicates that it is possible to do a rematch as a different character using the different playstyle. And I guess you'd call it class. That sounds fun. Fix an issue where weapons could not be switched at the Wagon Master. Okay. Fix an issue where the actual recovery effects of certain food items differed from their descriptions. Fix an issue where mercury did not crystallize when using turning / imbued with the ice element. Fix an issue where doors would not open after resetting certain missions, preventing progression. Fix an issue where objects would not react to the lantern when it was shown at certain angles. The name of the one-eyed jackals has been changed to the lonely jackals. Okay. Fix an issue where the effect of Black Star's breath would linger on the ground for an extended period. Fix an issue where the last livestock could not be sold to the rancher. Fix an issue where comrades would not follow the character when boarding a wagon. Fix an issue where special mounts could be sold. Don't sell your special mounts. Fix an issue where knowledge entries or items could still be acquired from certain shops even after leaving the shop. Fix an issue where the knowledge for Crescent Lake could not be obtained. Fix an issue where certain animals appeared abnormally. Fix an issue where meerkats appeared abnormally. Damien and Unka fix an issue where Damien and Unka could not mount the same type of horse as Cliff. Damien fixed an issue where the sheathed position of certain rapiers appeared unnatural. Damien fixed an issue where the completion requirements of the Shield of Unchanging Will 6 challenge do not occur for Damien's shield charge. Fix an issue where acquiring certain items were considered as crimes in certain situations. Fix an issue where the lantern would remain stuck to the player's hand when using blinding flash while unarmed. Fix an issue where the bow aimed at Fate 2 challenge could not be completed while using replenishing arrows. Fix an issue where the claw of the claw machine moved unstably in certain situations. Fix an issue where the player could not interact with platypus. Aw. Okay. Platypus. There we go. Fix an issue where the transporter at the aeronautical research base would not function. Fix an issue where during the Moving Rocks quest, the player was guided to an incorrect location. Fix an issue where certain NPCs would respawn on dead mounts. Fix an issue where items at the furniture shop were displayed facing backwards. Okay. Fix an issue where the item refresh period shown in the Royal Trading Guide differed from the actual time period. Damien fixed an issue where using piercing light with a greatsword equipped would cause camera perspective to move in an unintended direction. Damien fixed an issue where aerial grapple would not execute properly in certain situations. Damien and Unka fixed an issue where loading the game after selecting the element would reset the selected element. Fixed an issue where the player could not aim at enemies after shining the lantern or using axiom force while clinging to a wall. Fix an issue where certain movements would repeat abnormally while holding the sprint input with a bow drawn in certain situations. Fix an issue where roundhouse kick proficiency could not be executed consecutively when unarmed. Fix an issue where if the player died outside the combat area during a boss fight and revived using a Palmer pill or refined Palmer pill, the player character could not be controlled in certain situations. That's a problem I'm glad I never encountered. Fix an issue where wearing certain helmets would interrupt the casting animation for Elemental Force Palm. Improved pets so that they remain summoned after completing certain quests, including boss fights. Fix an issue where proper effects were not being applied to charge skill when equipped with one-handed sword. Fix an issue where using quick swap skill with a two-handed sword with no spirit left would consume stamina instead. Keyboard and mouse fix an issue where stab did not smoothly chain to restrain. Fix an issue where input guides on the bottom right corner of the screen would appear as keyboard mouse inputs when using a controller. I'm glad they fixed that, even though I never saw it. Damien Unka fixed an issue where the mark target input guide would not appear while using focused evasive shot. Fixed an issue where comparison tooltips would not appear at Saddlers. Fixed an issue where I do not know how to pronounce that. Is it just Saddlers? No, it's Saddlers because there's an IE. Fix an issue where certain missions could not be examined in the notifications UI. Fix an issue where after examining a mission in the notifications UI, the mission would not be selected. Fix an issue where release was activated even for mounts that could not be released. Fix an issue where the inputs appearing in the claw machine guide differed from the actual inputs. Fix an issue where certain items such as horse tonic and horse stimulant would not appear in the provisions elixir list. Fix an issue where furniture icon would not display for certain furniture. Fix an issue where the UI would freeze when customizing the presets for keyboard mouse in certain situations. Increase the trust gain by feeding Mercury to Iron Eagle from 5 to 15. Improve the description from Abyss Gear to Energy Drain. Increase the number of items sold at the contribution shop. Additionally, they will now be restocked daily. Improved shops systems so that supply contracts are restocked. Fix an issue where 4 crafting manuals did not appear in the shop. Fix an issue where unpacked trade goods could not be sold at Rancher's shop. Fix an issue where the fusion receipts for Abyss Gears Shatter, Rend, and Shred were displayed in the wrong place. Fusion receipts? Recipes? Fusion recipes. Fix the incorrect quest name item for the quest a wife's show of heart. Fix an issue where a fan appeared unnatural when throwing it. Fix an issue where physical collisions was excessive when tossing a shield. Hoorah! A whole bunch of arguably minor to medium scale improvements, all of which I'm sure will be deeply appreciated. Now to reset and recalibrate my brain, I could either dive right into the boss fight, because we are like prepped and ready to go, like one teleport away. Or I could take a little time and I don't know. Oh, I should check out where the pond is and figure out about that. Maybe drop some fish in it. Maybe reorganize my missions a little bit. That sounds like fun. Maybe that's what we should do. Hoorah. Let's do this and that. Click on a few things on the old iMac desktop, controlling the game thing. However, whatever we do next, thanks to anybody that drops by to watch that happens to be a real human viewer and not some sales bot. Hooray for you guys. Okay, yeah, I am curious. I'm going to play headset free for a while, but when we go into the actual boss fight, I'll switch over and put on the headset and like turn the light back on. But for a hot minute, we're going to play without this light glaring in my face. Okay, here we go. Thanks for being here, if you're here. And if you're not, oh well. Let's go here. What the F is this? It looks like a... Oh, this is for archery contest. Oh, duh, it's not here yet. I have to build it. I forgot. Okay, anyway, sorry for that. Blah, blah, blah.
Looking for someone to join your journey? There's no one better than me when it comes to managing folk.
Truth is, I like it. A well-crafted piece of furniture can transform the whole room. The secret to a cosy home? I'll be crafting some fine pieces for you.
This is kind of brilliant. I kind of love it. I couldn't have asked for a better location, but like right in front of the house. And it's awesome that the dudes show up to come over here and build it. I only wish that I had more construction guys on it. It would have taken less time if I like canceled a couple of other missions. Part of me wants, but I already gave them 12 hours. Part of me wants to go back and reorganize, but I already took a nap. I would just be wasting that time and effort. They'll get it done. I'm not going to sit here and watch them do it all. But I wish I could. I kind of want to just like leave this sitting right here. I'd occasionally relocate to get different angles on the 12-hour time lapse. Is there like a sit around and wait button? Well, here we are. We did the thing. We got the pond started. Did we get a screenshot of that, or I hit the wrong button? Okay, I think we got a screenshot of that. buttery smoothness. There we go. Get a little sky in that shot. Little of that Simpsons cloud delightfulness. There we go. I don't know that I have the patience to be the guy to do that. And if I was the guy to do that, I would have waited a bit, set it up with the best builder guys possible, and then prepared myself for a however in-game long stand around and shoot the footage so we can do a little time lapse. Now, having just literally like articulated that out loud, I now kind of want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I literally kind of want to just stop everything, cancel this mission out, start over, and then sit here for however long it takes to do the time lapse. Because, has anyone else done that? Do we have a time lapse of this pond being built? I don't know that we do. Wouldn't it be awesome to have a time lapse of this being built? Would it be incredibly tedious and long and boring, and I'd just be sitting here not even wanting to talk, really, because it would interrupt the time lapse? I'd have to go through and then edit those out instead of having one nice clean shot with occasional relocations to give like a little bit of like, I was actively involved in the observation. I wouldn't do it too often, but 2 in-game days is like 2 whole hours, I think, minimum, right? I forget what the ratio is. At some point we looked it up. I remember having looked it up. Oh, I forgot I put you over here. For emphasis, we went to the close-up. Thank God I left the preview on. I would have not realized. Okay. We're in preview mode. I don't need that on, causing lag. Purge out some DX diag. Not really DX diag. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. To start over or not to start over. In order to be like, this is what it looked like. Because I bet they animate a bunch of transition things where, like, at different times during the time lapsed, it's probably bound to look different in different stages, right? And I don't want to just go off and, like, I'm talking myself into going to go do this. We're going to go back and reset everything and film it all. F it. Because the more I just said the word out loud, has anyone else done it? I don't know. In fact, I might even like stop this episode and re-slate it. If I do that, I should do that now. We've barely been on. This is a little tiny mini episode of me coming to the realization of, ooh, what a cool opportunity to be the one guy that did the thing. Did anybody else do a full, as tedious as it is, I bet we could trick it down to like a minute and 20 seconds and add some jam and music to it and make it a cool little video that shows, although probably really simple, I'm arguing they probably did a 3-stage, 4-stage evolution of the look of the work pit until it's like here and it's done, completed form and looks like this. That's my guess. And I kinda really wanna catalog it. I could just rename the show after the fact, but I think I actually want to reslate the show so that it's like it broadcasts with this original name on it, etc. Which means I'm going to take a little itty bitty tiny break. I'm going to go ahead and do the canceling right now. We're going to cancel out right now so we don't waste any more time on that. I don't know how much.
There's no...
We're going to... Yeah, we're just going to... I'm not even going to... After canceling everything, I'm going to save up make this the main save. I should have reset these anyways if they made adjustments to the balances and stuff, right? And I wasn't doing any weapons manufacturing, and that's the total that's lagging the most. Let's review. I've got 37 effort credits or whatever that's called. That's not very many, but also some things sell for less than that. So I've got 269,484 copper, which is, I don't know what, 26 silver? I don't know how that works. I haven't done the conversion math and I don't care to memorize it. 653,976 foodstuff provisions in that account. Half, 314,860 wood logging provisions. Somewhere in the middle between those two, 433,999 stone. And then in last place, my weapons crafty provisions, which is either stuff I donate. Like I sold that stuff to the dude and I should have donated it to camp. Too late for that. We're not going to revert to that, back to that. We're going to move forward from wherever we're at right now. We're going to save this. But anyways, it's standing at 131,089. So we're going to revamp, do the lake from scratch right there.
If you need a particular someone, I'll arrange it for you.
That was a wasted nap. But oh well. I guess I could reload from a hot minute ago. But I'll own it. We own it. We did what we did. We got the kickback. Got kickback. I'm going to stop on a reslate. We're going to time-lapse. Well, it won't be time-lapse filming. We're going to real-time film what will eventually become, hopefully, an uninterrupted time-lapse capture of what hopefully isn't a really, really boring one-stage transformation. Can you imagine if I go to all this effort and they only went from, like, that image of them on a loop of digging at the edges of the thing to, oh, the mission is complete, walk away, transition, completed pond. I'm really, really hoping, because I've seen other headlines like this, like worker NPCs aren't on pre-staged loops. They really build the tower in real time. I don't know from what situation, what mission, whether that was a story quest mission or missions here. I don't know. But we're about to build. I did notice that whenever we do an upgrade in camp, they mill about in camp. I never stood around in camp to see what it looked like.
Anything would help the day, Pat.
I would just bugger off and do whatever. So I'm gonna trim the show here. My face is all scritchy scratchy. I'm gonna reintroduce the idea to kind of recontextualize it. We're gonna build the pond as our primary focus of thingies to build, and Cliff is gonna stand around. I'm gonna put on a different outfit to be like director of the workers, Cliff, and we're gonna film. Occasionally repositioning and changing the camera view, etc. And as we see certain things, making magic movie loops and whatnot, taking photo modes, screenshots, etc. of the construction of the pond, which in theory, and this is pure speculation, it doesn't promise this in any of the stuff we just read about it in the thing notes. In theory, it did say that if you put in fish of the same type, they'll breed. So it will be the official in-game integration of the social media headline clickbait smash hit idea that few others were able to replicate, because we weren't sure which pond, what kind of fish, how many of each fish, like. We didn't get the secret sauce and the secret recipe of what exactly they did. And I never did the due diligence of tracking down the original video. In theory, all of these stories stem from a verifiable, clip that someone made. Someone made a video. And I usually don't have the foresight to plan any of these videos ahead of time. So that's why the sudden bizarre effort to do this now. It's cheesy and campy and ridiculous. And there's a lot more important things going on in the world. And if you are here out of an interest and love and passion for video games, but also have the bandwidth for socio-political public discourse, be sure to visit my socials and check out my, it's usually, I guess, called the Reblog tab now in most apps. It's usually where the reposted things are. On Facebook, you can find curated lists. They're squirrely. I don't know how to find them as a viewer, and they're kind of tucked away to manage as the user of the page, but they're out there. And once you follow one of my pages in Facebook, you should just get alerts as if I'd posted it, and it should show up in your feed as if I'd posted it. But anyways, I digress. We'll be right back. A quick reslate. We're gonna build the pond, and it's literally right where I had tried to dig up and build my own pond. I never submitted that, although I wish I had. I wish I'd written that up as a quality of life request. The moment I'd heard the thing and tried the pond experiments of my own, which I wish I now had easy access to, like well managed, curated, edited magic movie loops of from that content. But I don't, because I'm terrible on the back end, even with the aid of a thing, which I'm no longer going to be using because I should just make them consciously in real time a little bit more like I'm doing now. So join us for that ridiculousness as we attempt to make what will hopefully garner the attention of the community a fun, cute, well put together. It'll be a slow burn of a live stream, but in the end, we'll eventually have a sped up, quick pace. What do you call it? There's a name, and the name just completely disappeared. Like, it was like waiting for me to use it, and it got bored, and so it was like, it's not gonna. He's not gonna say it, so we're putting it back in the dump, back in the pile. Not a quick time, a time lapse. We're gonna have a time lapse, fast forward style footage of building the new pond as a new addition here to the camp, which is cheesy and ridiculous. But like I said, pin on the corkboard. Find my socials, get involved in the public discourse, check out my podcast, read my books, etc. It's a whole gimmicky package here. We'll be right back with more Crimson Desert in just a bit. Thanks for joining us on the lives, if you can, if you want, over on the pink platform, which the other platforms don't like me mentioning. But going live almost daily with this and many other games, which we will rotate. Once we get enough live viewers, we will rotate through that using the upvote box and the imaginary variety roulette wheel of chaos. Tune in for more in just a bit. Okay, so we're going to be doing that a little bit more consciously. BRB, friends. Oh, yeah, we're going to save out. Oh, duh. I'm trying to hype myself up for the idea as well, like in a good way, not like in a, this is gonna be tedious. Although this is gonna be tedious, but it'll be fun to actually capture like the process. And in theory, fingers crossed if I'm right, that'll be a fun, interesting, like delightful multi-stage. Like, look at that, they made it look different. And then another stage, oh look at that, now they're doing different things. And then look at that, now they're planting the vegetation. And look at that, now they're filling up with water. It'll theoretically, fingers crossed, be cool, and I'll be the guy that captured the full complete footage to make the time lapse. Here we go. Join us for more in just a bit. Maiko's Zen silent mode the entire broadcast just to make it easier. In fact, maybe, yes, I might even stream it directly from the Xbox. Perhaps. Indeed, I think I will. Straight from the Xbox. No voice. just the biggest, highest quality video output footage I can get, live streaming it. And we're just gonna set up a set of missions with the new priority of building the thing. I may even just build the thing, so that there's no other weird distractions or alerts that happen. And then we're gonna film it getting built. Nothing to chat about. When it's done building, I'll tap out and return to a normal version of the stream.